Welcome to another video. This is the latest news for Brighter Shores MMORPG. We've had some latest breaking news come out about this game, and we're going to go through that in this video. The two topics to talk about is some developments in the profession skills, and then also will Brighter Shores be delayed, and we're going to be talking about these two topics within this particular video. Thank you for watching. Let's go right into it. So Andrew Gower has recently tweeted an update about the progress for the game and the progression. So first of all, he has said that, yes, I know it's Q3, but that still gives us until the end of September until we are late. We are all working very hard on getting Brighter Shores finished. Here is a picture of a small part of the detective profession I have been working on this week. Can you work out who did it? So you can also see the image that I'm going to show on screen, which is the investigation hall. This is in relation to the detective skill. This is going to be a specific profession that you can level up within Brighter Shores, and you'll be able to engage and interact with this skill as well. Now, what is being shown is that there's multiple NPCs lined up who are suspected criminals, and what you've got to do as one of the players is to work out who that is. Now, you got to think, well, how do you do this? Because you can't just guess. So what Andrew has actually implemented is a system of bounties and clues. So you're able to see what the clues are. So who's done it in the ones that have lined up as NPCs, you get different clues. And then from those, you can establish who has actually done the particular thing. So that is an interesting way of doing it. Also, it's important to note that I don't think that these clues are going to be automatically given to you. You have to do something in the world in order to get these clues to then make the informed decision on who it is. And that's what you need to do in order to gain the XP. So you can see also in the clues, the investigation, the different clues that are available, which then you're able to then disseminate who the individual might be. Now, the important factor is you earn this after completing this investigation. What you get is 2,940 experience, 7 silver, and 920 copper. So it adds an incentive, of course, to make sure that you make the right choice. And the only way you can make the right choice is by gathering the clues first to then make the informed decision so that you can then get the XP and the gold and the silver and copper with it as well. Now, it says that in the tweet that this is only a small part of the detective skill. So that's what it says in the tweet. It's a small part, which means that there's going to be multiple different activities that you can do to level up your detective skill. But this is more, I suppose, a mini game within this skill, if you like, where you've got to collect the clues to then be able to understand who is the criminal that is lined up as part of the NPCs in the detective hall. Also, we can see that there is 6 slots, or I think there's maybe a little bit more. Let me just have a double check. So yep, so there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots of the bounties, which basically means that you are able to have multiple bounties at once potentially. Otherwise, why would there be 6 slots available for you to use? So that's good that you can maybe juggle multiple incidents of detectives at once. You know, you can kind of investigate multiple cases at once, so to speak, which I think is good, because for those that want to like max out their XP, I guess, or like try to be really active in what they're doing, then they can juggle multiple cases at once, which I think is interesting to do. Now, so you are also encouraged to find these clues in order to actually complete and get the XP. Now, that is the information for the detective skill so far. Now, I think it's an interesting update, and again, it is one of the parts of that's going to be within the detective skill. I would like to see more about the skills that are to do with the episode 1, because we all know that Andrew Gower is releasing it in 4 separate episodes, this game, And I think that this is either episode 3 or episode 4, the detective skill. So I want to know more about the first episode skills, since those are what we immediately going to be playing on release. Okay, because not everything's going to be available on release. It's going to be segmented into episodes. So Andrew Gower's got a backlog of updates and content already lined up for the months going on after release, essentially. Now, with that in mind, it segues into the other comments that Andrew Gower has made in response to this tweet as well. Somebody asked, when are we expecting the game, essentially? And they asked, what is the percentage of it being finished by September? And Andrew Gower tweeted back saying more than 0%, but less than 100%. So that leaves concerns to me, is like, does this mean that it's a potential that it gets delayed by September? I mean, my prediction was that the release was going to be late August, basically into September was going to be the release. Like the end of Q3 was going to be like the full release of the game. But it's looking like that it is a possibility that it could get delayed by the response of more than 0%, but less than 100%, right? Because that is, otherwise, if you was expecting it to be released by the end of September, you would just say, yeah, 100% is released in September. The episode 1's ready. And what's important to note as well is, like I said, the detective skill potentially is episode 4, maybe, I think. So with that in mind, well, if you're working on episode 4, my point is if you've already got episode 1 almost ready or pretty much ready, then wouldn't it be best to just really focus in on that episode 1, getting that polished so that you can release that then, and then start working on episode 4 again afterwards? But what I understand is the Andrew Gower wants to complete episode 4 before he releases the game or the majority of it, so that basically he's got a lot of content backlog that he can release, periodically, so that this game is in the long term, in the sense that you're always going to have new things to do in the game. There's going to be new professions added, new things to do, and he just wants that backlog there. I can kind of understand the logic behind that, but what I would say is, like, if we're getting that close to September now, I think the focus needs to be on episode 1, okay, and just making sure that that's is the best it can be. It was also said that there's going to be some sort of open beta within the game, or closed beta, I think. So with that in mind, like, there's going to be needing some time to actually allow people to play the game and then figure out if there's any bugs or any issues, and then after that you're going to need time to then fix those issues. So we are running close to when that is like going to be tight timelining, because we're going into August soon, right? It's going to be the start of August very soon, and then headed into September. So you're going to need a number of weeks or some weeks to basically take the feedback from the closed or open beta potentially. But I think there's also been some testing behind the scenes. There's been like people that are testing the game behind the scenes, friends, family, etc., close people, close associates. And they've been testing the game as well for checking those things as well. So we'll see. What it could be is that it does potentially get delayed past September. I hope it doesn't. But I think what we're just doing there is managing expectations. And it may take like a month or 2 months beyond September. But I'm still hoping for a late September release. So late September, like the 20th onwards, maybe, is what I'm thinking. And hopefully that's when it's going to be. So that is interesting news, and that is what we've got for you. We have to remember that it is Andrew Gower, who is the creator of RuneScape, who has done it before. And the question is he going to be able to do it again? So I'll leave you with that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see everybody in the next Brighter Shores Central video for this upcoming MMORPG Brighter Shores. Thank you.